somewhat of a second half battering at the Emirates at the hands of Arsenal. Now, look, I want to discuss the first half and go from there, really. I thought we were actually pretty good in the first half. What was your thoughts, Corey?
Yeah, I think. Listen, obviously, it's a disappointing result to begin with, but as you say, that first half, I think there's a lot of positives to be taken from it. I think the only annoying thing is we didn't go into half time with at least a goal lead. I think obviously Watkins has got to do better with the one chance he has, and then there was a few sort of chances where Rogers his pass into Sancho was a poor pass, and I think if that goes into Sancho properly, it's probably ends well. We're at least getting a shot away, and obviously Watkins with his missed chance, he maybe could have squared it for Sancho, and I don't really know why he didn't go with his left foot to be honest, instead of trying to go with the right foot. But yeah, it's frustrating. I think anyone will say we were the better team in the first half, and I think if the game ended in the first half, which I know it doesn't, you would have said that Villa probably deserved to win, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, I think it's debatable. I don't think Arsenal were that bad in the first half. I just think genuinely we were the better side. Like, but it kind of is what it is. Like, I think the big turning point for me was at the half time. But I'll track back a little bit. But so the big week was Anana getting injured. That killed us, in my opinion. But
Yeah,
just to go back, Ollie Watkins simply has to score his chance.
yeah, he does. I mean, listen, he's obviously he ended up getting his goal in the end, which is by the by. It's good that he's kept his his scoring run continuing. It doesn't matter what the score is in the end. You just need your striker scoring goals. Like I say, if he scores at that moment in time, it's a completely different game. We're 1-0 up going into sort of. I think it was first 10 minutes, wasn't it, that happened?
Yeah, it was. It was always early. I couldn't tell you the exact time. But it's not really helped, has it? But yeah, so we go into the second half, and we really do not help ourselves, do we? Because the goal, Emmy Martinez really has to be doing better, doesn't he? He does.
He does. Listen, I could sit here and say the obvious, which the obvious is if it was the other way around and it was a Villa goal, that wouldn't have been given. We know that's a fact. You're at the Emirates, it doesn't matter. I don't think it was a foul personally. I think Martinez has been weak again. I think the biggest issue I have with Martinez at the moment is if that's for Argentina, he punches it every day of the week. He doesn't take any risks. The last three goals we've conceded now have come from him making mistakes in those sort of. I think it's 4 games we've conceded from sort of corners and goalkeepers being weak. If you're including Bizzo against Brighton as well, it's not good enough, and especially against a team with such a threat as Arsenal. And to be honest with you, we gave them something they didn't need. They weren't really threatening us up until that point.
Yeah, we were. It's been an ongoing trend, hasn't it? Over the last God knows how many games, we have been giving away very, very sloppy goals like that we shouldn't be conceding. You know, you can look back to the Consa one, the mistake that he made against West Ham, the Man United one from Matty Cash, this one from Emi Martinez. It just seems to be every single game that we play, we're giving away a sloppy goal. And when you
Chelsea.
put Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea's another one, but it's just like when you're doing it against the elite. So Arsenal are the elite. They probably will finish second in the Premier League this year. So you just can't do that against teams like this because you get punished. And that's what happened. The second goal is
It's poor
bit
by
of
Tielemans. I think.
Tielemans giving it away in the midfield. Like, why is he passing it to Sancho there? That pass wasn't, and it was a poor pass because it was nowhere near Sancho for a start.
I think the thing is, listen. Obviously, we've gone on an 11-game winning streak, so I don't want to be digging out players, and I don't want to be talking badly of players. But he is one player who we've spoke about quite a few times as well this season. How he just hasn't been at that same level he has been Tielemans, and I think that mistake especially was the start of his complete capitulation. After that, I think every pass he passed it straight to Arsenal. Like that first half, I mean, that ball he put over the top for Rodgers in the first half, where Rodgers has gone through, and then
Oh, sublime.
it was for the Watkins chance, wasn't it? I believe that ball.
No, was it the Watkins chance? It was. I thought that was where Rogers should have got onto it, and then he gave the ball. He didn't. Right, dilly dallied with it. If I remember rightly, I could be completely wrong.
I'm not. Yeah, but that's the Tielemans we know, and that second half was the Tielemans we've seen for quite a lot of this season. Just complacent on the ball, giving the ball away cheaply, lazy when he gives the ball away as well, just letting people run past him after giving the ball away. Don't get me wrong. Listen, it's a lovely pass by Odegaard, and it's a striker's finish by Zubimendi. To be fair to him, annoyingly, I was at the pub watching the game, and they changed it to the Man United game, and then they changed it back to the Arts Villa game, and the goal had gone in. So I didn't actually see it in real time. When they turned it off, Tielemans had the ball, so I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, the second one. Yeah. What do you think? What obviously? So look, I want to get your opinion because I've given my opinion on social media about it. So, 60th minute, Mikel Marino then drags down Morgan Rogers. What was your thoughts on that?
The red card every day of the week.
How's he not been sent off?
The thing is, as well, it's not the first red card. The first red card of the game should have happened in the first half. Bukayo Saka should have been sent off.
What for?
There's twice he's tripped players on counter attacks purposely and got away
Oh, right,
with it.
yeah.
There's the one on the edge of the box where Rogers has flicked it past him and he's just kicked
Didn't
him.
even get a yellow card, did he?
Didn't
Yeah, I
get a
remember
card.
that.
And then Digne skinned him. No reason for him to kick out. He just kicks out on purpose. Nothing. Both of them are yellow card. And that's not me trying to be salty or anything. They are both yellow card offences and he's got away with it. But the Marino one is a joke. That's a yellow card every day of the week. It doesn't matter if you're on a yellow card or not.
He's got past him and he's running away from him. I don't understand.
He's done it on purpose. He stopped a promising attack, which is already category A for a yellow card. And also, he's not made any intent of playing the ball, which again is category B for a yellow card.
I need to make it very clear. I'm not going to sit here and just completely berate the referee because yes, it's difficult when you go. It's I can put it. It's more than difficult enough when you go to these sort of grounds like Anfield, Emirates, those sort of grounds when you're playing against just the opposition and the fans. But when you're having to play against the fourth official, the referee, VAR room as well, it makes it a task which is impossible nearly. You know, we could then go on to the third goal for me that looks offside from Bukayo Saka. That it was. I weren't quite sure about the what was it, Hincapie on the left.
See, I was the other way round. I thought Saka was onside, and I thought Hincapie looked a mile off. But again, the issue we have, and this is the biggest problem with the offside and stuff, is the angles we see. Like, why is it even in this day and age we've had VAR for 5 years or however long it's been now? Why is it that we don't have cameras just all the way across the pitch so everything's in line and you can see it properly? Because I was looking at that and thinking, yeah, that's offside. Get back into the game. It's 2-0, that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's onside. And it's like, well, how have they come to that conclusion with the angle we're seeing? But like you say, it's tough. I think for me, the biggest issue I find is I think the referee was very quick with his decisions tonight. Like the Marino one, straight away, he said, no, it's not a second yellow card. Like, straight away, as soon as he gave the foul, it's like, I would have preferred just take 30 seconds, think about it, think about what you've seen, and then give it. Don't just jump straight in with that idea of, no, I'm going with it, I know it's not, like...
I think VAR should be getting involved. If it's a second yellow that can go to a red, I think VAR should be getting involved with that.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think
that's something that can. Sorry to jump in. That's something that can have a massive impact on a game. If someone gets sent off, that's huge.
Well, I was just about to say it's a game changing moment. It was 65th minute or something like that. They were 2-0 up. If they go down to 10 men and it's 2-0. All of a sudden, if we get a goal back, all of a sudden the odds are in our favour to not just get a result, but probably win it with how we've been recently. But ultimately, we just didn't turn up. And I think there was a lot of mistakes. And then you go on to the fourth goal, which, don't get me wrong, brilliant finish by Gabriel Jesus. It's good. I've
got to be honest, I didn't even see it, mate. I was at that point when we were 3-0 down. I was half-arsed watching it because I just had no motivation to watch it, sadly.
Well, don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant finish by Gabriel Jesus, and the one thing I will say is, taking my Villa hat off, I'm pleased to see him back amongst the goals, even if it is against us. He's a quality player, and obviously he had a horrible injury with the ACL injury. But Garcia, he goes for the ball, and then he decides to pull out of it because he doesn't want to injure or foul the Arsenal player. Mate, we're 3-0 down, go into it, just stud him in the chest if you have to. Do whatever you need to do. Just take him out. Go for the ball. Don't just move out of it. It's so poor by Garcia.
I think it's very damaging. I think it's a very damning thing that Lamar Bagade, otherwise known as, that he started ahead of him. Look, when our right back is suspended, the only out and out right back that we've got available to us is Garcia, and the fact that Emery chooses Bogard because he trusts him says everything you need to know about Garcia. I don't think it'll be much longer until we see Garcia out the door. I wouldn't be surprised if he's shipped off out in January. I think that's very much a possibility. I just think we need to look at it as somewhat of a bad day at the office. Look, we've just been on an 11-game winning streak. Well, now what? Last was it 19 out of 17 out of 19, or somewhat on those lines. And we've dragged ourselves from a side with 2 points after 6 games to now be sat, third in the league. Is it 7 points clear of Man United in 5th?
7 points clear of Liverpool.
Is it Liverpool? That's it. And then 9 clear of Man United or something on those lines.
9 clear of Chelsea. I don't know where Man United fit into it.
Evening, Rich. How you doing? We've got a few comments coming in on the YouTube chat. Yeah, so that's the point. We are in a really, really commanding position. And if you was to ask me now, do I think that we're going to get Champions League football next season? 100%, because we will pick up that more than enough wins at Villa Park, and we will win more games on the road. Look, we all knew coming into this game that it weren't going to be easy. It was going to be challenging, and we've gone there in the first half. We were more than in the game, and we probably should have took the lead. If Ollie Watkins scores, it could be a completely different game. But hey ho, park this now. Put it behind us. And it's about moving forward now. We've got Forest coming up next at Villa Park, which is a massive opportunity to get back on track because they're struggling. They got battered tonight at home against Everton. They've played Everton twice, and I think they got dicked by them twice now. We can beat Forest. We will beat. I'm confident. I think we will. People can click this up. I'm pretty confident we will beat Nottingham Forest at home. And
I think the key is not only win, but a good win. A 3 or 4-0 again. Like you say, Forest are struggling at the moment. Obviously, at some point, the same with all the teams that are down there, they'll go on maybe a little run where they get a win or two. We just need to get back to winning ways and say, right, poor day today, 4 goals that, let's be honest, I think all 4 of them could have been prevented, but it's 4 goals. That goal at the end saves us a goal on our goal difference. Go and beat Forest 3-0, 4-0, all of a sudden it cancels out.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, Villa are not in a title race, etc., etc." Well, we are. We're not saying that we're going to win the league, but we are in a title race. This one loss just makes it 6 points gap between the first place and us. Like 6 points is nothing. What's to say we don't go beat Forest? I'm not sure what the fixtures look like for Arsenal, but what's to say they don't go and drop points in their next game, and then the win that they've got against us tonight kind of closes the gap.
I think the one thing as well that we need to remember is the one thing that was always going to go against Villa when it came to this title race, whatever, was down to squad depth and stuff like that. You look, obviously, Onana gets injured during the game and we have to bring McGinn on again, and I thought McGinn was poor again. I will say that. But we brought McGinn on in that position. Normally we'd have Onana coming on for Kamara, or worst case scenario, Ross Barkley comes on, who's a good squad player, or Bogard comes on in that position. So that sort of position-wise, McGinn's playing somewhere where he's not played for months, but then also McGinn's probably 5th option to play in the number 6 role, you'd say, because it'd be Kamara, Onana, Barkley, Bogard as your 4 options there, and obviously McGinn comes into that position there. And you look at Arsenal's team. Arsenal have got 2 starting 11s that could easily get Champions League football. Like, that's the difference. They can moan about, we didn't have Rice today. Yeah, you've just dropped your £50 million Mikel Merino into midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Next to your Odegaard and your Zubimendi, who cost you £60 million.
Did Eze even come on?
No.
There you go.
He's not played the last 3 games for Arsenal.
It's crazy, isn't it? So
he's played 46 minutes, I think.
Rich has just said in the comment section a fair point. We caught up with them after having 4 games off. We can catch up with them again. Bang on, mate. Bang on the money. And with their next 2 fixtures, they've got Bournemouth away. Now, Bournemouth are desperate for points because they've been struggling recently. And they got a really good point at Stamford Bridge tonight. And they are pretty good at the vitality usually. And then it's Liverpool at home. Now, again, Liverpool could be looking at that game. If we were to go there and stick one on Arsenal.
Well, they've beaten them once.
Exactly. It could completely flip around. If they go and lose their next 2 games, we win our next 2 games. Gap's closed again.
and then
I'm,
City
I'm,
go and win it.
well, that's the thing. I don't think Arsenal will win the league. I don't. I will put my hat on it. That my hat on it. That's probably not the same. I will put.
House.
I'll put my money on it. My house on it. That it will be Manchester City that go on and win the league. Like I would absolutely love to sit here and say I think Aston Villa will go on and win the league. But sadly, I have to have a hint of realism to when I talk because we've never accomplished that to this point in my lifetime. And I don't see us doing it, but if we did, it'd be absolutely fucking amazing. Imagine the scenes in Birmingham going to the parade. I was actually envisaging this the other day. Imagine going uptown and seeing the streets lined with Villa fans to do an open top bus parade because we've just won the league. That'd be sensational scenes, but sadly, I don't think we're probably going to see that anytime soon. But anyway, moving on.
I think that's the thing, like you say, not from a bitter point of view, but I didn't see anything today from Arsenal, even though the scoreline would suggest otherwise. I didn't see anything today to suggest that they're good enough to win the league.
No. So, what did I say to you leading into the Chelsea and the Arsenal game? I said 3 points out of 2 games would be a good return. We've got I said six points out of Manchester United, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. If we got 6 points out of those 3 fixtures, I'd be over the moon. And the reason for that is we are now on the same amount of points that we were the season when we qualified for the Champions League at the halfway point. Exactly the same amount of points. So I'm more than happy with what we've done. People, and this is the big thing to take out of this is we were after 6 games, 2 points, and was it 2 goals? 1 goal, sorry. It was the goal against Sunderland, wasn't it? So 1 goal, 2 points after 6 games, and we've completely flipped that on its head, gone on this ridiculous run of winning games, turned into a well-oiled machine, coming into January where we can go and spend. Like, why would we not be, excited as Villa fans still? Why would we take this loss so seriously? Why would we be so, affected by it? We're not. Like, we know we I don't know about you, but hopefully I'm speaking for the whole fan base here. Like, when I'm going into 2026, excited for the next year and what it can bring, because we've had a fantastic run. We've got probably the second best manager in the league. Some people might argue the best manager in the league. Probably top 5 managers in the world. Who he's going to take? It's a matter of time before he wins some at the Villa. And why can't it be this season? Why can't it be the Europa League? Why can't it be the Premier League? Why can't it be the FA Cup?
Yeah, fair. That's a fair assessment. I think, like you say, the key now is that Forest game. We have to go back and just get straight back to winning ways. Don't faffing about and being like, right, we take a draw or we do that. Like, we go and win and get straight back into it, because we've not got an easy January. I don't think we've got obviously Newcastle a couple of weeks later at St James's Park, which is always a tough one for us.
We don't travel well to Newcastle, do we? Either, let's be realistic. No. So, yeah, obviously, it's Forest is must win, because after that it's Crystal Palace away. Now, Palace do have a couple of players missing. Obviously, Sarr being out, but the likelihood is Brennan Johnson will probably have been signed by then.
Wow. From what I've heard, I'm not. This isn't in the know. This is just what I've read. Apparently, Brennan Johnson's waiting on Villa because he knows Villa are interested. The only problem is we might not be able to sign him because of PSR stuff again. So we'll have to get rid of people to them.
I don't particularly want him, but if he does come, I don't see why we'd have to wait for PSR, because we had 35 million on the Harvey Elliott transfer that we was going to pay if we triggered that. So that would tell me we have that wiggle room already there.
But that was the summer, wasn't it?
No, because we haven't paid the fee yet.
But that's what I mean. We were willing to pay that in the summer.
No, because you pay it when he's played the 10 games.
True, but I guess we don't know what the situation is with the Harvey Elliott thing again.
Oh, well, he's going, isn't he? But he ain't gonna play again for Aston Villa. But it's just surely, and Emery's even come out and said that we've got room to do stuff.
True.
So that would indicate to me that we've got some sort of financial wiggle room.
Yeah.
If we didn't,
that's actually, we
could have got him.
It's a fair point actually, which I didn't think about, and obviously I don't want to spend too much time talking about him again. But again, Harvey Elliott not being in the squad today, says all. It says it all really in terms of him and his Aston Villa
I
career.
wouldn't even be surprised if he's not even training with the club now. To be honest with you, I don't know. I've not seen any videos recently on training footage.
It's a shame to be honest, because again, in a game like that, probably would
Could
have
have done with
preferred for
him.
him. Well, I would have preferred for him to come on at half time instead of McGinn, just as a bit more of an attacking option, and then just change formation slightly.
Mm, who would he have dropped at centre mid then?
Well, you change formation, don't you, and go for something a bit different. Is how I would have maybe assessed it. So you almost go to sort of like a three at the back, and then push Bogard into, or bring Garcia on again, and push Bogard into the six with Tielemans, and then get Harvey Elliott on for someone like Buendia or something.
Yeah, he wouldn't have changed it that drastically. We were playing well in the first half. We was very very good in the first half. I don't even see why he didn't look at bringing Garcia on at half time instead of McGinn and putting Bogard into centre mid, because I think Bogard's better than McGinn defensively. Personally, I don't know about you. What your assessment of that is? I would
No,
rather Bogard in there.
listen, we did a whole sort of episode on John McGinn, didn't we? And how much like a sort of Villa. I've said the last couple of weeks. I've said it to you. I don't know if I've actually said it on any podcasts or anything. But the one thing I've always said about McGinn, especially recently, is he's not a player we want when it's 0-0. He's a player you want when you're winning 1-0 or you're winning 2-0 to come on and put the dirty challenges in, that sort of stuff. He's not got the quality to change a game, and that's the truth. And I think in that game, like I say,
Grafter in it.
when he came on, it's not what we needed. It was 0-0. We should have been sort of ahead, probably, obviously from that chance from Watkins, and then you can think about bringing him on if we are ahead. But in that moment, we just needed probably someone, like you say, potentially Garcia come on and put Bogard into sort of, or even bring Hemmings on. I know it's a risk bringing him on because he's a young lad, 18, but it's his preferred position as a six, and just sort of trying something like that. But
I just want to remind everyone, if you are new to the channel, we do have an ongoing giveaway for either match tickets or a shirt of your choice. All that you need to do to qualify for that, guys, is hit that subscribe button. We're getting close to the next giveaway. We give away that every 500 subs. The next one is 1,000. We've got about 120 left, so don't miss out on that. We will be messaging that person as soon as we have hit that 1K sub mark. And if you are enjoying the video, make sure to smash a like on it. It really helps the channel grow. So I think we will look at leaving it there, Corey, because we have had a good chat about the game. Ultimately, it is what it is. Let's move on to Nottingham Forest. We will bounce back. It's been a fantastic end to the year of 2025. 2026 is going to bring something special for Aston Villa. Final one from me and Corey. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.